Hey, One Piece fans, this is Chris Bolts coming in with a recap and review of episode 1126 of One Piece, Looming Despair, Admiral Kizaru's depressing mission. But before I get into the content, please make sure you do like, share, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. Now, before we even start the episode, this episode actually starts off as a recap of what took place on Mariejois Island, where a busted up Kuma breaks free from his regeneration cables because he has somewhere to go, and it hasn't been discovered where he is heading or anything like that. But we do know that he is heading to Mariejois. That's where all of this is taking place and whatnot. He's trying to climb up. He is supposed to be a cyborg. All of the emotions and human characteristics of him were supposed to have been removed from him, but apparently it was not very successful or anything like that, because he is on a mission. He is trying to climb, or actually he did climb up into Mariejois, and so now we fast forward right after the title. All these soldiers are trying to come and stop him, these celestial dragons, these pieces of shit. And yes, the celestial dragons are pieces of shit. I don't know. I think there are a couple of celestial dragons that redeemed themselves, but like the one that protected the Shiraboshi at the Reverie. He's a reformed one. I forgot his name, everything like that. But for the most part, the celestial dragons are pieces of shit. He's moving somewhere. We don't know exactly where he's going. And this soldier's asking, what is he up to? But obviously right here, they got him chained down. And this is where Kuma raises his hand and gets ready to use his pawpaw fruit powers. And he lets out this big giant shock wave, which he calls Ursa Shock. This big giant pulse called Ursa Shock. And if you guys remember when he had taken all the pain away from all of the Straw Hats and forced that into Zoro, you know that this pawpaw fruit can be used for offensive and defensive maneuvers. And let's just say, when Zoro took that hit, all he said was "non-demonai." Nothing happened, which is still quite possibly one of the most boss masculine maneuvers in any type of cinema, whether it be movie, animation. He just stands there, arms folded. Nothing happened. Don't worry about it. So that's pretty much this is not the same thing right here, but the Ursa Shock, this big giant shock wave, knocks all the soldiers back, unfazed, but still wanting to go to do his goal. You see one of these pieces of shit celestial dragons sneering at him. What did he just say about him? What an insolent slave! I like these guys, these celestial dragons. I tell you, they think they are above everybody else, and I don't think any of them have devil fruit powers or even practice hockey. It's kind of accurate the way that Eiichiro Oda draws them, as slovenly, as fat, as unkempt, basically. Oh, we can't breathe the same air. Usually they're walking around with fishbowl helmets over their head because they think they're not even good enough to breathe the same air as us. But here they are with their helmets off, talking shit about they wouldn't be able to do anything to Kuma or anything like that. They can't take him on. And of course, as Kuma's going on, we see Akainu walking up. What do you think you're doing? He asked Kuma. And Kuma's looking right back at him. And of course, Kuma, I don't think Kuma actually still talks or anything like that, but he definitely can still understand what's going on here. We see one of the stupid celestial dragons saying, "Hey, that's not important right now. I just got hurt." And then prior to that, they were all complaining about the food supplies, what's going on, what's happening to Mariejoi's food supply. These people are these sorry piece of shit celestial dragons are so spoiled that they can't even feed themselves. They gotta rely upon others to bring them food. That they don't even realize, just by that one statement alone, that if the world decided to rebel against them and starve them to death, they wouldn't be able to do anything about it. And of course, that probably doesn't dawn upon them or anything like that. They're demanding that Akainu just take care of Kuma. Kuma the tyrant is merely a slave now, says one of these celestial dragons. Execute him already. And of course, that's what Akainu sets out to do. He goes, he should have lost all sense of yourself, and that's making reference to the fact that Kuma still has his human emotions. He still has an awareness about him and about what's going on. And we see Akainu getting ready to power up his fist. He goes ahead and charges in, gets ready to hit, and he actually does make contact with Kuma on his head right there. He calls it the Hellhound. I think what is it called? A Hellhound fist or something. So it's just called Hellhound. So that's the name of the fist that he uses on Kuma right there. And he actually draws blood. I was thinking that if he hits Kuma, that it would really reveal some of the cybernetics parts that's on him. But instead, to Akainu's surprise and to my surprise, I didn't know you still bled like a normal human being, and that just speaks to the damage that he does to Kuma. And Kuma right here, he's been just taking all kinds of damage because he has his mind set on the goal, and of course that goal, we don't know what that goal is or anything like that. Kuma was able to escape away from Akainu. Akainu is begging him to wait, but you see right here, Kuma's just running off, going somewhere. And at the last moment, he uses his pawpaw fruit, and there he is up in the sky, just taking off, just going off somewhere. We don't know where he's going or anything like that. And that's where Akainu has a reminiscence about the past, a burning island somewhere in the new world, and he had captured Jewel Bonnie. When I heard you escape from the government, I felt my blood freeze, and that's Akainu talking to a captured Jewel Bonnie right here, and they're having a discussion about Kuma, and she goes, "I'll make you pay for this." Of course, she can't make anybody pay for anything like that. "Bark all you want," Kuma says to a captured Bonnie, but Kuma's sense of self will never return. Maybe it does. Maybe that's the ultimate goal of what he's trying to do. He's trying to get back to Bonnie to let him know that he's okay, but who knows? That's part of the message. You guys who are reading the manga, don't spoil that or anything. We want to get us anime folk. We want to try to get to this, get to where you guys are at with the anime there. And he volunteered to be reborn as a weapon. I don't know if it was so much a volunteer or anything like that, or it was a coercion that he needed to go and become a cyborg on behalf of the government. He became a government dog, unfortunately. And then Bonnie is still surprised that there's no way he volunteered for that, she says. And so we flash back to the current day where Akainu is just standing there. And these sorry piece of shit celestial dragons are asking, did you let him get away? And Akainu is wondering where he has gone. You're just a puppet, he says, with no free will or mind left. And now we fast forward over to what's going on with Egghead Island. By the way, all that other stuff took place about 3 days before everything that's going on in Egghead Island here. So right now, the Navy has taken control of all of the pacifistas. They are destroying the sea beast weapons, and we know that Kizaru is on Egghead Island. There you see him right there, and right before that, we find here we go right here with this is the arm of Gear 3 Luffy. There he is in his sumo. Would you say that's his sumo mode? I would say I think that is his sumo mode, and he's getting ready to use Snake Gun on him. And we see right here Kizaru employing his perfect defense. He's even though Luffy is powered up with his haki, his armament haki, his color of the Supreme King haki, observational haki and all that, he still cannot penetrate Kizaru's perfect light defense. And right here, you see all these fists that are just going all over the place. He's surprised that Kizaru is able to dodge each one of them and let others go through them as he wants. He even compliments him, "You're quite strong," and he can see why that Luffy was able to go ahead and beat Kaido and become an emperor. Luffy asks, "Why do you guys want to kill Old Man Apple, who is a Vegapunk, the Stella Vegapunk?" And Kizaru, and this is the name of the entire of this episode, it's not that he wants to. And of course, Kizaru being a man of the military, hey, I got a mission. This is the mission that I have been assigned to do. And he gets ready to move out. Tells Luffy, "Hey, I appreciate if you stay out of this. This is between us and Vegapunk." And this is where he gets ready to deliver a massive kick to Luffy. And before that, acceleration is power. That's why he was able to. That's why he got all the way up into the stratosphere, turned into a light, and then just shot himself right at Luffy. And you see that giant boot right there, getting ready to hit Luffy right in the face. And this is the Vega Force 1. This robot has so much meaning to the Vegapunks, and it even Kizaru understands the meaning of this robot, because we have a flashback back here where Vegapunk is bragging to Kizaru. The name of that robot is Vega Force 1. But of course, here he is. He's trying to run away. He's trying to get away and everything. He's carrying that ship. But that kick that was Kizaru delivered to Luffy was so powerful that it kicked him right through Vega Force 1 and kicked Luffy right into the barrier that's currently protecting the lab, which is just devastating. And of course, everybody is just shooken up. There's Frankie, there's Bonnie laying on top of one another. Forget her name, Lilith. That's her name, Lilith. She's trying to get away from the Vega Force 1, which is about to blow up. And the robot of our dreams, this robot just meant so much to the Vegapunks. And you see right here, Kizaru just says, "Hey, a kill order was issued against your despised Dr. Vegapunk." And he's telling that to Jewel Bonnie. Say, "You know what? I got to carry out my orders. That's as a man of the military. This is what I dedicated my life to. I may not like it, but I have to do my orders." And so that's why he's there. And of course, Bonnie wants to try to stop him, but Bonnie is no match for Kizaru. Kizaru just swiftly throws a kick to her head and just says he doesn't want to hurt any acquaintances outside the scope of his duties, and he just kicks her away. And we go back into the lab. Stella Vegapunks and the other two Vegapunks that are with him are able to crack the code that York had put around the barrier. Sanji and Jinbei are being given an assignment by Stella Vegapunk to go grab something off the second floor before they leave. But of course, that's where Kizaru shows up, right in the middle of all of them, to their surprise. This is no good. How did he get in? Well, we already know from the prior episode that he's a being of light, and he can pretty much go anywhere light can go. So there's really no stopping him, and he's there to really get ready to carry out his commands. But that's where you hear the drums of liberation. Now, I was thinking of myself when Luffy, why Luffy chose to do third gear against Kizaru. I was like, come on, man, are you underestimating the power of Kizaru after we know that you are able to do much more than just gear, the fourth gear, rather? That's fourth gear. And it's like, wait, shouldn't you have just gone to gear fifth right off the bat? And of course, that's where you hear the drums of liberation, and we see him right there. It's hot. Ow, ow. He had just turned into he turned into his gear set, and I think this is probably the first time that Frankie has seen him as that gear. And this is the first time that all of his teammates have seen him. They are all surprised, and there you see him right there, Luffy grabbing Kizaru and said, "Hey, we ain't done yet. You gotta take a crack at my 5th gear." And of course, while he's activating the 5th gear, the drums of liberation are also activating that big giant robot that is currently on the island. After hearing the drums of liberation, we see those eyes glare up, and that's the end of the episode. And so pretty much that was an all exciting episode and everything like that. One of the really good things about One Piece is that there is so much content that is crammed into 15 minutes. And yes, it's 15 minutes because you got the beginning, the opening song, which is probably about 1 minute, 2 minutes or so, or anything like that. Then you got the recap, which is about 30, anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. Then you got the title, and then you got all the stuff that happens before the intermission. Then you got the intermission, and you got everything after that. And then you got the to be continued. You got the ending song, and then you got the preview. So you take all that stuff out. So it's about 15 minutes. But that 15 minutes is filled with excitement. It's filled with lore. It's filled with character development. It's filled with action. It's filled with a lot of emotional beats. I give this episode a 9 out of 10. I really like this episode. I really like that. Hey, at the end, he turns right into Gear 5 Luffy to take on one of the most powerful characters at this current moment within One Piece. I mean, this is a being of light that he's grabbing a hold of right there. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for me. And that leads us right into the next episode, which is going to be Luffy versus Kizaru, a fierce kaleidoscope battle. That's going to be so interesting. It's Luffy versus Kizaru Part 2. This is the real fight right here. So you guys jump down in the comments, let me know what you thought of this episode. Did it beat your expectations? Was it full of excitement? Did you appreciate it like I did? Jump down in the comments and let me know. And remember to like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. All that good stuff really helps me out. And remember, this is Chris Boltz signing out, and I will catch you in the next video. You guys take it easy.